What's going on, everybody? We are back. It's your boy Simmer, and today I am so hyped because we're going to be talking about the new game Pokémon Unite coming out on Nintendo Switch on Wednesday, the 21st of July. So today we're going to be going through the trailer, the cinematic trailer that hopefully you've all seen. If not, we're going to go through it anyway. We're going to be going through each Pokemon, talking about what they do, their roles and their stats, and who I'm most likely going to be playing. So let's jump straight into the trailer. So I've already seen the trailer before. Hopefully you guys have seen it as well if you're big Pokemon fans. But this is the new trailer. It's going to be a MOBA like League of Legends, but Pokemon based. And what more could you ask for from a fan like me? So I'm keen to go through it again. So you start as the base forms for most of them, except Lucario and Wigglytuff, which is weird. But you start as the little forms. 5v5. I'm so keen. Looks so good. You level up by beating the wild Pokemon, I guess, and capturing them. Get levels up, gain experience. Evolve mid-match, it's always cool. Oh, Fletchling got by Abstool. Brutal. Leveled up. Pikachu be scared. The boy! Coming in to save. Huge save. Fat Aurus here. Oh, Kobe. And then you score points based on what you earn from killing other Pokemon. And then you get slam dunks. Oh, Pikachu with the save. He's on the run. Cinderace is a quick boy. Defenders putting in work. He's got hops. Nah, Pikachu with the clutch. Watch this man. Ronaldo! Oh, huge save. Pikachu would have saved it. Easy to go. How? Yeah. That is the trailer. I'm so keen. And this is the gameplay for it. Or just the trailer gameplay. Talonflame looking cool. Slam dunk from Charizard. Greninja. Look at these dunks though. Keen. Team battle. Few different Pokemon we see. Blastoise is going to get added at some point. That's good to know. Same with Gardevoir. We know that. Damn. My boy Greninja. I'm so keen. Who else is keen for this game? Comes out on July 21st. Get ready. So now, after seeing the trailer and who is in the match, obviously Greninja and Gardevoir aren't in. Sorry, not Greninja. Blastoise and Gardevoir aren't in the game yet, but they will be. We can see the roster, see what role they play in the map, the MOBA style system, and then see who I'll probably look into playing. Honestly, it's probably going to be these two just off the bat. Zeraora and Greninja, they're two of my favorite Pokemon, so let's see what they do. Zeraora is a speedster type. He's obviously really quick. He's fast. He's electric. We all know that. His offense is good, his mobility is good, his endurance and support are very low, scoring is pretty decent, close the distance, he's a melee attacker, expert difficulty, not too worried about that. I always play a melee-ish type attacker in any MOBA, so this is right up my alley. But Unite move is Plasma Gale, sends out a powerful electric blast that creates a field of lightning around the area, so it's an attack and then AoE, so that's very handy, could help, especially being a melee type, so that's definitely someone I'll look into playing fairly often. But that as well. And then on the other end of the spectrum, I thought Greninja would be a speedster type, but he's actually an attacker. And he's ranged, still expert difficulty, not too worried about that. On the opposite spectrum to Zeraora being a melee attacker, if I'm losing or struggling or just not doing well, then I can switch to Greninja in the next game, play a ranged attacker, and maybe play a bit more of a patient space game. With still really good offense, low endurance still, mobility is good, scoring is good, support is obviously very low. Smoke screens and illusionary copies to hide itself. That's really cool. Always unique. Love having a smoke screen or shadow clones or whatever it is. But it's really cool. And he obviously evolves from Froakie and Frogadier. Level 7. Doesn't take that long to level up in this game, just from the gameplay that I've seen. It's really quick. Only need to kill a few of the jungle camps, as you will. And his Unite move is the Water Burst Shuriken. Looks like the Fuma Shuriken from the show, if anybody's seen it. Attack which Greninja deals massive damage to opponents by throwing a huge Water Shuriken down on from above. Definitely two Pokemon that I'm going to be playing, but on more, we're gonna play everyone at least once, obviously. Big fan of the game coming out already just from what I've seen, so definitely gonna be playing everyone. So we'll go through the roster. So we start off with the poster boy Pikachu. Very big offensive stat. Low endurance, decent mobility, scoring, support. So he's pretty much all offense. He's novice, so he's pretty easy to use. He's a ranged attacker as well. Excels at attacking opponents from far away with electricity. Pretty standard, it's Pikachu. leaving them paralyzed, which could be really handy. Paralyze is a really good effect, slows you down, could even stun you, so that could be really helpful in team fights or when people are trying to run away. Stop them from escaping and make sure you secure the kill. Unite move is Thunderstorm, big AoE attack, all surrounding opposing Pokemon with powerful lightning. Pretty standard. Pikachu seems like a fun character to play. Small, not too quick, but big damage as a ranged attacker. Got to get to the, probably, I would say the second poster boy, Charizard. Game Freak's fan favorite. Got pretty all-round stats. Pretty easy to use. Melee attacker. He's an all-rounder. High offense, good endurance, mobility, scoring. Support's obviously very low. Support is pretty much just for the support Pokemon. But it's still a Charmander. It's not very good, but evolves into Charizard. It can be used as a massive tank. It deals big damage over a wide area. So evolves at 4 and 9. So a little bit different to Greninja, who was 5 and 7. So everyone evolves at different levels. Seismic Slam. Rip-off of Seismic Toss, everyone knows, in which Charizard aims and grabs the opposing Pokemon before bringing them up and slamming them down. Before he does that, he actually breathes a lot of fire, so could be good. Get a big AoE effect damage with the breathing, and then grab one and bring them down with big damage. Definitely a cool character, definitely an all-rounder, as it says, but definitely someone that I'll still give a go and try, but I'm more of the hunter or the speed type, assassin type player, so we'll still give him a go, but he's not perfectly my type. I don't play many tanks, but I feel like Snorlax is one that I can definitely get behind. He's got max endurance, decent support, mobility and scoring are low, offense is low. Novice, melee, pretty much just tanks lots of hits and does big crowd control damage. He's got Body Slam, which knocks everyone up, stuns them for a minute, can put people to sleep, which helps him run away and secure kills as in team fight. Power Nap, pretty much falls asleep, heals his health and rolls around and hurts people. He's just a massive tank, just takes all the hits in team fights, big crowd control, definitely beneficial in like a 4v4, 5v5, 3v3, whatever it is, however many people in a team situation where you can just knock everyone up at once while your team just comes in with the steamrolling damage that, like, from a Pikachu ult or a Charizard ult or Zero Aura, whatever it is, he can just lock them down, bit of CC, and then they can clean up and finish off the kills. Crosstalk is another tank that I'm actually quite interested in because I really love Dwebble. Dwebble is one of the cutest Pokemon in my opinion, and he evolves so early, which sucks. You get to play only a little bit of Dwebble, but Crosstalk comes in at level 4, hits his opponents using many different moves. So I think he pretty much has Shell Smash, which I've seen. So he, like, his defense is always gains more attack speed, so he can secure kills as a tank, which is really interesting because not many tanks do that. So he gets faster, which is really unique. Endurance isn't maxed, but it's really good. Support is a bit better than Snorlax, so he's a bit more of a team player. As here, Novice as well, melee defender, pretty much the same. And his ultimate is Rubble Rouser. Crosstalk covers itself in a swirl of rocks and keeps its opponents from getting anywhere near it, sorry. So pretty much just like an AoE around itself, which keeps opponents out by spinning rocks to protect itself, I guess, from damage and things. Moving on to our first support type, we've got Eldegoss. Obviously, 4-star support, that is its role. Novice, range supporter, decent scoring, decent mobility, low endurance, low offense. It's a master supporter that restores its allies' HP and boosts their movement speed. So definitely the ideal role for support. Heals them up, makes them faster. That's exactly what you want from a support character. So when you're trying to steal a kill, finish off someone, you give your speed boost to your teammate Pikachu or Greninja, they can run down, finish off the opponent, get that score, get that lead that your team needs. And then if they're in a fight, we're losing, we're on the disadvantage, heal up your teammates' health, and then you can make sure you win the fight instead of losing or just get them enough health to escape. Evolves from Gossifleur at level 4, and its ultimate is Cotton Cloud Crash, an attack that lifts Eldegoss into the air, slams down into the ground, restoring HP to allies around you, and damaging opponents at the same time. So very good ultimate, very beneficial in teamfights. Most ultimates will be good in teamfights, but that's just the perfect ideal support role. Based on what I've seen, Talonflame seems like a tremendous and a humongous threat. Mobility is max, scoring is right up there. Endurance is obviously low, offense is halfway, support is low, but it's just got so much movement, can lift up and fly, go over walls, just got all the speed, so exactly what you want for someone who is a speedster, also a melee type, so definitely up my alley. Talonflame toys with opponents' Pokemon by opposing team by using itself to move quickly, maneuver itself, and fly over obstacles. Evolve at 5 and 7, same as Greninja. And its ultimate is Flame Sweep. It looks like Brave Bird or Flare Blitz. Pretty much comes down, goes for a big sweeping dive that shoves anyone while it's cloaked in flame. So pretty much Flare Blitz. Shoves opponents aside, big damage, big area, sweeps a big sweep like a runway. And that is, he's just shown off to be really good. Flies a really good ability, jumps up, avoids all damage, then dive bombs, does big damage and a knock up. So it's very, very cool character. Feel like he'll be very, very beneficial and a very strong threat. Lucario definitely fits the typing all-rounder. He has Good offense, decent endurance, good mobility, good scoring, low support as pretty much everyone else that isn't a supporter. He has a high skill cap as expert difficulty. He's a melee attacker. He's a well-balanced Pokemon that combines speed and attack power. Pretty much what his stats show. He's fast, he's got good attack, he's got good moves, he's got Bone Rush, which he like attacks them with the bones, and then he throws it and then can teleport to the bone, kind of like Kwang if you ever played Paragon. Similar kind of thing. Unite move is Aura Cannon. He just shoots a big Aura Sphere, keeps going down, and hits anyone in the path pretty much. So if you're standing in the way of the Aura Sphere, you are going to get hit, and he's going to do some big damage to everyone in that area. Venusaur is very different to the other attackers we've seen so far. He is on the slower side. His mobility is only at 2. His scoring is pretty standard for an attacker, but his offense is 4.5. So it's right up there with Pikachu. He's an intermediate difficulty. He's a ranged attacker, but his moves just seem to do a lot of damage, but they're very confined. So his Razor Leaf move and Solar Beam go pretty much in a straight line, but they just do big damage to whatever is there. So he's definitely a powerful attacker, just very different to what we've seen from like Greninja or Pikachu. Very much different to them. Obviously he's still ranged like those characters, but very isolated, very slow, not too big on movement, but big damage in certain areas. If its moves land successfully, Venusaur can deal huge amounts of damage to its opponents from even further away. Kind of just what I said, targets an area, big damage in that one spot. That's all he does. That's his role. That's his job, and he does it well. He evolves from Ivysaur at level 5 into Venusaur at 9. His ultimate Unite move is Verdant Anger, an attack that shoots out a powerful Seed Bomb that scatters and damages Pokemon all around. Just plops it out, big Seed Bomb, big damage, big AoE, helpful in team fights, but his Solar Beam and his Razor Leaf early on are very good moves just for big damage, and his Petal Dance is good AoE to help in team fights and stun people, get a bit of slow, the consistent damage over time that you need in a team fight to just chip away your opponents to steal that win. Halfway there now, we're up to Mr. Mime, our second support character. Big endurance and big support, so he's a bit different. Eldegoss doesn't focus on too much of the healing, more on the defensive, and as he says in his thing, Mr. Mime specializes in hindering opponents' Pokemon with tricky moves. Literally what Mr. Mime is. Everyone knows Mr. Mime from the show or game, or whatever it is. He's a melee supporter, intermediate difficulty, so it could be a bit harder. Unite move is Showtime. It is a mysterious pantomime that stuns opponents in the air around it. So very good for crowd control, keeps them all locked down in the one area, big in team fights, pretty much what a supporter is supposed to do. Contain everyone in the one area while your team can clean through with the big damage. We've got another speedster, Abstool, who does a brilliant job of doing it, especially in the late game. Melee attacker, so very different from the other ones. So very similar to Zeraora. Big damage, big close-up, chase down. Late game, phenomenal. Early game struggles a little bit because it's a little bit slow on the side of like the attacks. But good offense, okay endurance for an attacker, I guess. Mobility is really good. So obviously it is a speedster and a melee. But expert difficulty could come in handy because it is like, it's got a curved dash. So it's a bit different to a straight line. So it's a bit different, but it still works. Abstool is a Pokemon that can close to the distance in an instant and deal massive amounts of damage. Pretty much what it says, that's what it does. Its ultimate is very, very sick to watch. It's very appealing. It's called Midnight Slash. It's an attack which Abstool slashes and throws opponents while dealing damage to them. Pretty much the same as his normal attacks. It's a melee speedster, getting close, big damage, up nice and personal. More of a one-on-one type Pokemon, maybe two-on-one. Like if you can get a cheeky gank, pick someone off, Abstool is your player. We've got the big boy, we've got Machamp here. He's intermediate melee attacker. Obviously he's melee, he doesn't throw stuff, he doesn't throw boulders at you, but he's an all-rounder. He's got good offense, decent endurance, mobility, and scoring all at 2.5, so he's pretty well-rounded, as it says. Offense is very nice though, very handy having that little bit extra compared to the other all-rounders. Machamp is a Pokemon that specializes in melee combat, powered by its strong fighting moves. Pretty standard, everyone knows what Machamp does. Look at him, he's big, he's strong, he's muscly, that's his job. His Unite move, is Barrage Blow. It's an attack in which Machamp rushes forward and unleashes a combo attack on an opponent in front of it. Kind of like close combat. Pretty much the same thing. Run in, lots of stuff, big damage, tank hits as well. So instead of running in and getting out like Pikachu or Greninja, he can stay in there, he can take more hits, he can just be a big brute wall that runs through teams. Our third and final support, Wigglytuff. Evolves from Jigglypuff level 1 into level 4. 4.5 star support, so big stat in the support area, so very handy. Intermediate ranged attacker, 1 offense, so definitely not a specialty. Endurance is 2.5, same with mobility. Scoring is low, but support is where it shines. Wigglytuff learns a lot of moves that can stop opponents in their tracks, so lots of CC, which is very handy as support, making it well suited to using teamwork tactics with its allies in battle. So that is pretty much the ideal support. You want to help your team in a team fight, lock the opponent down so your team can do all the damage without taking it. What more can you want from a support? That is the role. Wigglytuff is filling that role. Its Unite move is Style Art Recital, provides protection to Wigglytuff and its nearby allies. Perfect barrier, heal, shield, whatever you need, it is there. Wigglytuff is just a good support character. Definitely a handy asset on any team. Down to the final 5, we've got Alola Ninetales, who is currently doing a lot of damage as a ranged attacker. Alola Ninetales can get on a run, it can just steamroll and keep going. Icy Breath, Frost Breath, whatever it's got, it is putting in work. Slow, the freeze, kind of like Pikachu's paralysis. The freeze slows down the opponent so you can chase well as your team, lock them down, bit of slow, even get a freeze, stops them in their tracks, they can't do anything. You steal kills, pick them off, easy. Big 4-star offense, low endurance mobility, so it slacks in those areas, so it's more of a glass cannon. Decent scoring and decent support as well. It does have Aurora Veil, so that helps it in the support aspect compared to other attackers. Alola Ninetales uses moves that freeze its opponents in ice, making them unable to move or attack. Pretty much what I just said. Pretty standard. Evolves from Alola and Vulpix to level 4, so nice and early to get that evolution. And its Unite move is Snow Globe, an attack in which it creates a blizzard around itself to freeze its opponents. Pretty standard for an ice type. What more could you expect? Does the job. Freezes them around you, slows them down. In a team fight, you run in, you Snow Globe, you've turned the tide of the match. You've taken this team fight, you've frozen them, you've slowed them down, your team can come in and steamroll. You've put in work, you have done your job as the ranged attacker who slows people down. That is the perfect role and you have completed it. Honestly, Cramorant was a bit of a strange pick when I saw Cramorant was in this game. I didn't expect that to happen because, like, you know, Charizard, Pikachu, Lucario, Gengar, all fan favorites in Pokemon. Everyone loves these guys. Cramorant, yes, is very cool and unique, but I wouldn't expect him to make it this far, but he's done well. He's a ranged attacker, expert difficulty, quite different. His offense is really high, endurance and mobility is still good, support and scoring are low. But offense, endurance, mobility are 3 good things to have, especially on a ranged attacker. So he's got the stats that he needs, which is perfect. Cramorant is the Gulp Pokemon. Cramorant's ability, Gulp Missile, allows it to attack by spitting out prey catches with Dive. So it actually has the ability from the Sword and Shield games that it has, and it picks up Pokemon, spits them out for extra damage. You can pick up little Arrokuda, or you can pick up Pikachus as well. Just spit them out, spit out the Pikachus, get the little paralysis as well. So it actually is very beneficial to have the dive ability, because then you can get more things to do more damage. Its Unite move is Gulp Missile, Gatling Gulp Missile. It's another one of Cramorant's specialties. It shoots out flurry of Gulp Missiles at any opponent Pokemon that approach. Pretty much sets up like a turret, plants itself in the ground, and then shoots anything in this area. Auto fire, it's great. Big damage in a team fight, people trying to run away, it's got good range. Just a turret move. What more can you want from a turret? It just spits out fish at you. It is cool. It is funny to watch, but it is still a great move. Everyone's favorite trickster, Gengar, is obviously in this game. He's a fan favorite. He's melee speedster, so obviously he's very fast. His offense is quite high. His endurance is on the low side, as Gengar is very frail, but his mobility is very high. Obviously he's a speedster, but his offense is very up there too. Scoring is good, support very low. Not his strong suit. Kind of wants to work on his own. Gengar, a Pokemon that lurks in the shadows, is a master of surprise attacks. Evolves from Ghastly at 1 to Haunter at level 5 into Gengar at 9. His Unite move is Phantom Ambush, lets him go invisible, move around, sneak up on your opponent, and then a surprise attack. It's literally what he does. It's kind of like Shadow Sneak or Phantom Force, something like that. Disappears, sneak up, big damage, big attack. One-on-one, loves to chase people down, loves to hide in the shadows, be sneaky. Gengar's specialty, loves to take that one-on-one fight. The pride and joy of the Elite Four Cynthia champion from Sinnoh region, Garchomp. Massive tank, big all-rounder, as it says, intermediate melee, big muck shark, high offense, high endurance, good mobility, good scoring, low support. Pretty much all the all-rounders have similar stats, but he is definitely one to do it because his ability, Rough Skin, if people attack you, they actually sometimes take damage as well, just like in the games. And it's transferred into this, and it is really beneficial in team fights. People keep attacking Garchomp while he's getting healed by Eldegoss or something. They're still taking damage while he's healing. It's a win-win. What's more, using Dig lets Garchomp sneak attack its opponents from underground. Very much like Gengar, sneak around. Obviously, he's not fully invisible when you use Dig, because you can see the burrowing. But he still gets underground, surprise attack, jump up, bit of a stun. It's a very handy move to chase down opponents as well. Gible evolves into Goodbye at level 6, and then Garchomp at level 10. Pretty sure it's the highest evolution level, but what do you expect? It's Garchomp, he's a pseudo-legendary. His Unite move is Livid Outrage, very much like Outrage in the games. Pretty much just goes on a frenzy, attacks everything in sight. That's pretty much all it is. Furious Rage and attacks its opponents. Can attack multiple opponents, it's not locked onto one, so you can just attack people in the area. You go in Rage, you attack this person for big damage, clearing out good areas in team fights, making use of your massive all-round stats that give you good attack power and good endurance. Up to the last Pokemon that will be out for release, and that is Cinderace. Probably, I want to say, fan favorite from Sword and Shield starters. That's just from other people's opinions. My favorite was Rillaboom, but everyone loves Cinderace. Great abilities, novice ranked, ranged attacker, so I was very surprised about. I thought he'd be a melee attacker, but he's got high offense, low endurance, very frail glass cannon, good mobility, decent scoring, and low support. Cinderace doesn't just have to have high attack power, he's also got the speed to drive opponents crazy. So he's very fast, very good attacker. So he's on the speedster type of attackers. So very similar to like Zeraora or something. Or Greninja more like, because he's got the ranged factor. Evolves into Reboot at level 5 from Scorbunny, and then evolves into Cinderace at level 7, same as Greninja. And Cinderace's Unite move is Blazing Bicycle Kick, pretty much Pyro Ball from the games. He jumps up, does a big bicycle kick, slams the Pyro Ball, and the opponent's doing big damage. And that is the roster for Pokemon Unite. Look at this team. This is the roster here. We've got everyone here that comes out. We've got 20 Pokemon coming out on release day. We know that Blastoise and Gardevoir are also coming at some point. But I'm so keen. This game comes out in 3 days for me while I'm recording this. So hopefully you guys are keen as well. Get on board. It's going to be a fun game. It's free to play on Switch. I'm so keen. I cannot wait. A MOBA Pokemon. Been waiting for this day forever. So hopefully you all did enjoy this video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Would greatly appreciate it. Let me know in the comments what characters or what Pokemon that you're going to play, or what type of role is your favorite in MOBAs, and who you're most looking forward to play on release. Once again, thank you all for watching, and as always, take it easy.